You get some
I will edit the podcast channel to be the podcast channel.
Oh god.
Nice. Nice.
Hi everyone, this is Matt. Welcome to the Real Gamerscore podcast. This week I'm joined by Cameron.
Hi.
And Aftos.
Howdy.
Here at Real Gamerscore, we'd like to discuss all things Xbox, achievements, and why we're better than you. This week we talk about crunching into Polish Cybertrunks, going for a Halo reach around, and last minute cancellations. But first, here's the song of the week.
With your hands on the sticks and your feet on the couch, try that glitch and spin it, yeah. Your game will collapse and no achievement pops up and you'll ask yourself, where is my score? Where is my score? Where is my score?
Alright guys, that was another fantastic song by Tarragon. Thank you very much. What do you guys think? Guys, any ideas?
That is a wonderful rendition of Where Is My Mind by the Pixies.
Oh, well, okay, you got it in one. The 1 week. The 1 week Kirby. I mean, Kirby's not here, so there had to be a week where because he might have actually gotten that one.
I was going to say, that is one of my favourite songs, so yeah.
It's a great song.
I'm glad you actually went first. I had no idea. But if I did have an idea, that was exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, shh, it's fine. We all knew. It's fine. You could just act like you knew it.
I can't think of who does the cover now. And that's really
There's a few. They've done a few covers.
I think there was a German band like 2 years ago that had a really good cover of it. I'm trying to think what they are, but I know the Pixies is the original.
Yeah, Pixies is the original. Yeah, I think Emily Browning did a version of it. Placebo. Like there's heaps. Like it's super covered.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, probably most well known from the final scene from Fight Club.
Yeah.
All right, let's crack into it. As you can probably tell, I'm hosting this week, so strap in. Normally we do this is a Song of the Week competition. If we don't know it, we get you guys to guess it, but we're all geniuses, so you're out of luck this week. But if you do want to join us and complain about how Tarragon's so much better than I am, and how you want him to do Song of the Week from going forward, you can message us on discord.io/realgamerscore. If you don't know what Discord is, it's basically a big chat room, ASL, that sort of stuff.
Talk to strangers.
Yeah,
invite them over to your house.
Ask them for pictures of your feet, and respond with Anchorman gifs. Seems to be the way things are going currently.
Do not message Kirby asking for feet pics. You will get feet pics.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. Like anyone but Kirby. Everyone else will be like, that's funny. Kirby will take it way too far.
Kirby will send you way too much.
Yeah, no, that's for your own health, just don't.
Only the patrons get the pants off, so that's a huge bonus.
Exactly. Speaking of which, if you want to be a Patreon, patreon.com/realgamerscore, you want to give us some money, we have some exclusive content. I'm not going to tell you what the content is, because that's what makes it exclusive. But one of the things is you get an extra channel on the Discord where we show our backgrounds that we use for the show, this audio show only. And a few other bits and pieces. We do outtakes, right, Kirby? Those outtakes that we do every month. They come out every month, right on the dot as soon as we're done. I cut them out, I do the editing, and I send them right to him, and he puts them straight out, and everyone really enjoys them.
A month's like 12 weeks, right?
Yes, yeah, I think somewhere along those lines. Yeah,
it's a Saturn month. You never actually specified which planet, so technically you're all good.
Kirby being on another planet is probably not the most implausible thing.
That was the joke, but thank you.
look, last week's episode was me explaining jokes. Like this is what I do.
This is a trend. We need to continue it.
It's a bit within a bit. But yeah, if you want to check us some money, patreon.com/realgamerscore. Helps keeps the lights on. We do a competition, multiple competitions, and occasionally pay for equipment. All kinds of things. I'm sure Kirby's using it for some sort of legal fees or something. Look, I don't know.
Unnecessarily buy me a console.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, apparently unnecessarily. Yes, exactly. All right. Speaking of contests, we also have the random to-do list giveaway. If you don't know what the random to-do list is, it is a list of 25 locked achievements from your game collection on TA. Each month you get them random selected, and all you have to do is earn one of them on your list and answer the trivia question, which is name another game with Arena in the title. And you'll go in the draw to win Rocket Arena.
Which was so kindly donated by...
I don't know, someone.
I think me.
You think correct.
Someone. I have no idea. I don't know. We get so many codes in from so many people. I just don't really keep track of it.
That's all good. As long as it goes to a happy home, happy to whoever gets it.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's we really appreciate it. And getting a slightly more recent game on the competition is always good. But yeah, got to get in quick. By the time you hear this, you'll have missed out if you haven't earned the achievement. But there will be just enough time before the next episode to send in an answer to that question. It is a nice, easy one. And like Kirby says, we don't have a huge amount of people entering, so you got a really good chance of winning. There is a reason that on my second episode that I was on this, that I guested on this show, I won all 3 competitions. Like, just statistically, there are really good odds.
If you're the only person entering, you're bound to win sooner or later.
100% chance to win. And so our hottest competition that we've also got running is the Real Gamerscore Word Challenge.
I gotta say, you just gotta appreciate the fact that this just came out of me just being an absolute idiot and just trolling.
Yeah, I mean, that's serendipity's great like that. We've I mean, I can't believe it took so long for them to guess your one. But yeah, for those who don't know, the Real Gamerscore Word Challenge is a challenge in our Discord where we have currently a game that we have that we want people to guess, and we're slowly week by week releasing clues on what the game is, and whoever gets it wins a gift card of $30 to $40 depending on when they guess it,
and depending on the regional currency. Yeah,
exactly. Whatever dollary dues they've got.
Shush. Shush.
It's all good.
Oh no, Stephen is getting eaten alive
You're not
by
part of these podcasts.
rabid dogs.
Does the puppy need does they need? We need to introduce them.
Yeah, sure. So, when I got married, my wife wanted a pug, so we now have 3 pugs. So
just to interrupt before that. So, Matt, when's your wedding on the line, and when's the llama coming?
No, Alison's sitting right next to me. God damn it.
Hey, she wanted 1. We now have 3. This is how marriage goes.
I was gonna say, right? It's like, yeah, she wanted a dog. You didn't want a dog, so you compromised and got 3 dogs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's exactly essentially how it went. But yeah, so we sorry, I'm just moving.
You're good.
But yeah, we got 3. So we have where's Puggles? Puggles is here. She's the girl that's currently barking. Yes, look. Come here, Puggles. Look,
Puggles.
That's Puggles. Okay, yes. Okay.
This is just amazing treat for an audio-only podcast.
Shush.
Oh, look! They can imagine how beautiful the dogs are. It's fine. Yeah. This is for us. This is for us. I don't care about the listeners at this point. I just want to see the dogs.
I will. They're gorgeous. But yeah, Puggles is the one that's barking, who I wish wouldn't, darling. And then we have Pugnacious.
Pugnacious, okay.
And then we have
Particus.
Bruno.
So Bruno was our adopted pug.
Right.
He was not supposed to make it past 4 weeks, and then some other owners got him. He had a few health issues. They had 2 kids in a unit, really hard, gave him up. We adopted him. Probably the world's dumbest dog I've ever met in my life. But I absolutely love him, but he is well and truly the dumbest dog ever to exist. But that's part of his charm. So, all good. But yeah,
as long as they look cute, yeah?
Super cute.
Oh.
But yeah, don't want to derail the podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a podcast.
Yeah, the pug. Oh God. No, God.
Nice.
I was looking for the joke. It was right in front of me. I didn't even see it. That's on me. That's on me. I should have seen that one. All right. So getting back to our challenge. Basically, we have a channel in the Discord that you can put in your guesses, and each week we're releasing a clue to try and narrow that down a little bit. The current clues are... Actually, where did we put them? Just to make sure I've got them up here.
We have a list.
Yeah, so the clues are... The first clue is 92. The second clue is January 2010. The third clue is it's a licensed property. And then just as sort of a bonus clue, it is an Xbox game, so it can be played on an Xbox system. So it's, within 2005 to now, the last 15 years. So we're going to do one more clue this week. And the clue is that this game has been played by... How many was it?
More. I'll bring it up.
This game has been played on TA by more than 150,000 people. So that should narrow it down quite a bit. We're not going to do a clue next week, but if you don't have it within the next 2 weeks, I'm basically just going to tell you what it is, and it'll be whoever listens to the podcast first wins. So we're going to wrap the prize up to $40, and no clue next week. So you've got this week. Please, please, please. I've seen some really good guesses, but you need to make sure that you look at all of the clues. Okay?
This is the thing. You can't just use clue 3 and think you're going to get it without taking into consideration clue 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Some of you are really thinking outside the box, and it's great, but just got to make sure you're hitting all points.
And we've had a couple of relatively close guesses, but nothing. Again, I've been dropping some little cryptic stuff in there to just it'll be interesting. People are going to be so annoyed when they get it. But
look, it could be worse. It could be my word challenge.
Yeah. Sure. At least we know we kind of know what this is. We know it's a real thing. But yeah, so give that a go. We basically just want to give this money away, but we're really excited. This is a great challenge. We're getting some really good engagement. I think Jay Black's got a good chance of winning it again. But if you listen to the podcast as soon as it comes out, you got a good chance of getting in with the clue. This should make it really easy. It should narrow it down quite a bit. All right. Well, now with that out of the way, let's get into the news, of which there is some.
Yay! Some better than none.
Yeah. All right. The first story we've got here is that Cyberpunk.
It's the spin-off of Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Oh God. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 publisher orders 6-day weeks ahead of game debut. So, basically, to summarize the news story, CD Projekt Red has essentially said that they are moving to a 6-day work week leading up to the launch of the game, which is in about 6 weeks' time, I think.
That's because everybody just wants to make sure there's a really good product, yeah? And it's not because of the company forcing them. Yeah,
so they're going into crunch period, which we've talked about in the past being kind of a nightmarish situation for a lot of devs. The reason this is more, not just more of the same of being like, well, crunch is bad, devs shouldn't have to make, the company shouldn't make devs do crunch, is that CD Projekt Red have come out and said in the past, saying, we won't be doing crunch, we delayed the game, they delayed it from, April this year, all the way back to September.
It's had multiple delays, hasn't it?
Oh, heaps, yeah, it's had heaps of delays. And so November, it looks like November is the last straw for them. They basically come out and said, hey, look, we've said this in the past, but screw you, we're just gonna make them do it anyway. The salaried employees will be paid for their time, but that looks like it's about it. So, yeah, I don't know. Kind of not great.
Well, Jason Schreier sent out a couple of tweets 11 hours ago And his tweets were essentially, last year the bosses of CD Projekt Red approached me for an interview. They wanted to announce that for Cyberpunk 2077 they would be avoiding mandatory crunch. This week they sent an email to staff announcing studio-wide mandatory crunch. Many developers on Cyberpunk 2077, one of the most hotly anticipated games of 2020, have been working overtime hours for months, if not years now. But this call for a 6-day work weeks and in quotation marks mandatory crunch directly reneges on what CD Projekt Red's bosses told me last year.
So Jason Schreier broke the story over on Bloomberg basically about all this happening, and it's really not a good look. Like, I mean, CD Projekt Red. So to give some context, they have had a history of particularly bad crunch period, especially with the Witcher franchise. The Witcher 3 was pretty notorious for having some pretty shocking working conditions, and that's kind of why they had to come out and say that they weren't going to be doing crunch for this. But clearly, that doesn't seem to be the case. Any ideas about what you guys think about why this might be happening or why it's happening now?
I think the why is pretty. I mean, the scope of this game is pretty large. I think they bit off a lot more than they could chew from their promises. They don't want to go back on their promises. This is, potentially a game that will make or break the company. Games have tarnished previous studios in the past. The latest one I could think is, Mass Effect and Anthem for BioWare. I think they're well aware that, one or two bad games. Witcher 3 was their first, I would argue, crowning glory.
Definitely mainstream wise. I mean, I would say, the Witcher series has always been somewhat popular. Witcher 2 did quite well, but Witcher 3 was really the thing that put them on the map. For sure.
Like the massive one,
Yeah, so I think they understand that as well, and the fact that they've come out and said, "Hey, our little DLC cosmetic things similar to The Witcher 3, they're going to be implemented, no cost, exactly as it was before." Like, they're hitting all the PR goals, and if the game comes out and then people realizing, "Oh, hang on, you promised X, Y, Z, and we only got Z," all of that goodwill is going to go down really, really quickly.
Yeah, 100%. Cameron, any thoughts?
Pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's disappointing, but saying that, I mean, this is one of those games that I associate heavily with next gen, and I feel like if it's a further delay, it's just going to miss the mark.
Yeah, so another thing that people may not be aware of is that this release is only for the current gen consoles. The next gen stuff is delayed into next year.
Oh, okay.
So how this actually even looks, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is this because they need more time to work on the next gen stuff and that they've made that a priority, or is it, can they not afford to delay it anymore? Is another question. I mean, the financial year generally runs until the end of March, which is why you see a lot of games that have been delayed from the usual sort of September, October release date usually get pushed to February, March.
Yeah.
Having said that as well, they're also not releasing the multiplayer. So that's another part of it that's already gone. So, whatever scope or whatever they're working on,
they're not releasing the multiplayer altogether now, or
not currently?
No, not at launch. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just took that out of context. I was aware that they're doing both, but
it's not a great, definitely not a great look. I don't know. Are you guys interested in getting the game? Like, I mean, have you been looking forward to it?
I'm not massively looking forward to it, but it is a game that I am eventually going to play. I think it's just because of Keanu, but
you're breathtaking, buddy.
I mean, like, if there is not I don't want to say unlock all achievement for your breathtaking, but something along those lines. Called your breathtaking.
That would be pure fan service.
I think that would be
brilliant.
Is there nothing better than pure fan service though?
Oh, I mean, CD Projekt Red are pretty great like that. I remember in The Witcher 3, there was a quest to help a trapped wizard or mage. I can't remember exactly what it was, but essentially you had to stop him from. You had to release him from something that it was an acronym. like it was like stretched out, but the acronym was DRM, and you had to use something that the spell was like a GOG, like GOG thing, essentially, because GOG is their sales game sales platform that has no DRM on their games. So they're definitely not above putting fan service in their games. I'm sure there's going to be a heap of it, which is fine by me. That's great.
Yeah. Look, I definitely am looking forward to the game. It was one of the few games that were on my list in terms of next gen first day whether I'd get it. My main thing that's sort of swaying me in my head is, do I buy it now without the upgrades, or do I wait a bit, potentially get it on a discount by $20-$30 and also get the Series X upgrades and play it in all its glory? Just because, and following from our previous note as well, where they said we're no longer delaying it, and let's do the crunch as well. They only came out, I'm going to say, a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure one of you will correct me, when they said the game's not as long as The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
So you've got a much smaller, and I use that very loosely, but a much smaller game in terms of hours to go from start to finish, and you're still getting crunch, and even if it's 100 hours, I mean, Witcher 3 was 200 hours roughly for main campaign and DLC. So even if it's 100 hours for someone like me who only gets about 2 hours of gaming a night, that's 100 days. I'm not going to be multiple playthroughing that.
And a second kid on the way too. So
yeah, the main thing that's sort of putting me off is, well, if I'm only going to be doing one playthrough, do I put it off, wait for the series upgrade and the discount? I mean, that's a win-win in my book. Not so much theirs, but but definitely getting it.
So they do have the free upgrade, which is good at least. So if you do buy it day one and you get the next gen console, you'll play it on there once it comes out. But you're right, chances are you got to get it cheaper by the time the game comes out. I mean, who knows? Next gen might get delayed. They haven't had a confirmed release date for it, I don't think. So it might be worth holding your horses. Which is a real shame, because I mean, like, I'm looking forward to it somewhat. I mean, I've been kind of off and on about it. I kind of got saturated with the information, but I've been waiting a long time for the game.
This is your first purchase of 2021.
Well, that's potentially, yeah. We'll see how it goes. So that does look like they're cutting it down to the wire, though, because clearly they can't delay it any further.
Yeah.
Or they've done the math, and the blowback is not worth the amount of time. I guess the other thing is that if you do it from a time perspective, the game's coming out, is it what? It's mid-November. You delay that game, any extra development time is going to be cut into by Christmas and holidays and stuff like that. So chances are you're not going to have your full stuff on board till probably mid-January.
Yeah. And
at that point, you would have to delay it till, say, March to get that same time in. So if they want to hit that November release date, I guess is the only choice. Not that I at all agree with it. I think they should just delay it, because I think crunch is bad in all scenarios, and I think it's more... The health of the developers is more important than anything, really, because without them, there's no game.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Exactly it.
All right.
Moving on. We all got pre-orders, yeah?
Yeah, speaking of next gen, so we were talking about pre-orders last week. We had some great chat about that. My chat was that I was on a plane when the pre-orders happened and completely missed all of it. Came back and the world was on fire. But you all got pre-orders, right? That was, Kirby got, 10 pre-orders? Brad got a couple.
I found out my friends care about me and made me cry.
Oh.
Look, I think I was one of the few ones where, initially, my plans went to hell. I went to, I'm a teacher by trade, so I went to school early. I'm, smile on my face going, I'm going to use your super fast internet. Here we go. Open up my laptop. The Wi-Fi thing is saying can't connect, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking around. I finally see someone. They're like, oh yeah. There was an email, Sunday the day before saying that there's an outage date 20, and I'm like, fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. So being the school where I'm at, the reception's a little bit low, so there I'm rushing to my classroom, going just in case. I want to be there, so that when the bell rings, I'm there. I don't need to travel. I don't need to do anything. I'm standing at a window, pulled the table and chair right next to it just to get that extra 1 bar. And I'm just like, okay. And so I'm like, let's go to EB Games, let's go to Microsoft, let's go to JB. And I'm like, all right, cool. We're on the Discord, we're chatting, and I'm like, okay, yep, getting excited, getting nervous, and everyone's like, Kirby was saying he's got the government computer. I'm like, yep, that'll be super fast. And I'm just there going, I'm on 4G with 2 bars. This is going to be terrible. I think 1 minute before I sent a message on the Discord going, I'm going quiet here. Like, I'm going to focus on. There's only so much data my phone can handle. I'm not wasting it on this. Close the Discord, close all apps, bring up my thing. 8 o'clock hits. I hit refresh on EB. EB took more than, I don't know, a couple of seconds. I'm like, nah, you're out. I go straight to the Microsoft one, hit refresh. That beautiful green button came up saying configure now. I'm like, yes, I am. Go into that. Series X, beautiful, and then it says, all these options. One of them, I think, was 30% off Xbox Live Gold. Yep. And as someone who's still using the Live and the console Game Pass as opposed to Ultimate, I'm like, yeah, fantastic, 30% off. I'll be all over that. Only 3 months. I'm like, no. And then then also accessories, and then I just had that little voice in my head going, mate, you're here for a Series X. What the hell are you doing? Everything else can wait. Like,
those controllers are last gen. Forget it.
Marketing's all about the upsell, mate. They got you.
Yeah, but back in my head, it was just saying, come on, you came in, score your goal, move on. And I was like, okay, cool. So I quickly went to the end, clicked on the pay, I think it was a pay button, or the pre-order button, whatever it was, and then that screen of just waiting, and I'm there just going, any second. No, it's there. I'm already there. And it's still going, and I'm just like, I don't want to move because at the moment I've still got 2 full bars. Like, this is as good as it gets. The stillest statue you can ever imagine, and it finally loads, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Click order, quickly flick to my emails, and I'm there going, shouldn't take this long. And, it would have been in 3 seconds.
Can I just assume what happens
Where's
next?
the confirmation?
Yeah,
confirmation email doesn't come through. You've accidentally typed in the wrong email. Wait, that's the wrong person.
Yeah, no, that was
but yeah, so but the chain of events, all things considered, I think I got into the Microsoft website at 8:01, pre-ordered at 8:02, got the confirmation email 8:03. So in terms of pre-orders, mine went relatively smoothly given the circumstances.
I hate you right now. I really hate you right now.
Yeah, well, I clicked back to the Discord and everyone's like, eBay's down. Oh my God, F this, F that. And I'm just there going, I had a smooth experience, guys.
The most popular person on the Discord.
Yeah, and then I was just like, I'll come back later. The bell's about to go. Hopefully everything's sorted. Then came back later. It was not sorted.
No, it was very much not sorted. So even people who it was sorted for have found themselves potentially not having it sorted.
Yep.
So there's been some reports across Australia so far. Again, I haven't been able to confirm further than that, but some retailers have been cancelling pre-orders that they had already confirmed.
Yep.
Which is not a good look. So I think we had Target was a few of them.
Big W. But I don't think that's been advertised heavily. That's just our personal experience with Kirby's and not Brad's yet, surprisingly.
Yeah, which I don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
but yeah, so there's been a little bit of talk around it, but again, not major. I don't know if they're just doing small amounts that they're not able to do, or if it's to do with timing, or it's just really unlucky people.
Or Microsoft's told them, "Hey, this is your allocation. Wait a minute." Yeah, we're going to go back on this.
Yeah, exactly. And so this isn't actually just unique to the Xbox. Apparently, PlayStation 5 has had similar stuff. So this is looking like it might actually be some sort of supply line issue rather than actual consoles available. Or consoles that are being manufactured. So potentially some sort of delay in being able to get a certain shipment in, or shipments being damaged or lost or whatever it ends up being. I mean, supply chain stuff is a nightmare at the best.
Somebody coughed on them.
Yeah, exactly right. But these pre-orders went really, really fast. But I'm just reading through the story at the moment. So yeah, we haven't had any comment from them.
Saying that though, the weird thing about this story is the fact that there was a week between the confirmation and the rejection. It wasn't just the next day, hey, sorry, we've oversold or anything. This was a full week before people got any notification about that, and well after all pre-orders and all that were gone from elsewhere. I think Telstra was the only one that had their second wave of Xbox All Access. Everybody else was done and dusted.
Yeah, and it's basically, so if you missed out, you really missed out, unfortunately. Yeah. Again, I don't know what the process is on dealing with that, because a lot of these places basically took your money. Like, a lot of these were full deposit places. I know Target and Big W you had to put down the full amount.
Big W was a $50 pre-order, but they shortly sent you after a payment, payment form, the confirmation form. And then if you didn't fill that out straight away, apparently that was a cancellation as well.
Wow, okay, yeah. Apparently this has only been affecting the Series X release. We haven't had any reports of anyone ordering the Series S having those cancelled yet. So I'm wondering if it's... Yeah,
demand for one.
It's got to be, yeah, which is... Because it does seem very, very strange. Although we did talk about last week how chances are the amount of Series S's there are is probably going to be maybe at best 3 for every 10.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I don't know. In Korea, apparently, it was 1 Series S to every 10 Series X's. So,
yeah, I just think it was poorly handled because, if you're the type of person like me who, only wants the one console, and once you've got that confirmation email, you're like, well, I'm not going to hit up JB or EB or any of the other retailers. Like, I got mine, I'm happy. Someone else can get the others. And then you get that email a week later when everywhere else is sold out. Like, salty would be an understatement in terms of my emotions.
100%. Yeah. Apparently, some of it has to do with bots. There's been a lot of speculation.
Surprise.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Having said that as well, and sorry to interrupt, but I found it very strange how I could put in an order off Microsoft, and from what I gathered from the Discord, people were doing it on JB and EB, and there wasn't a single capture or anti-bot mechanism anywhere. Like, I found that incredibly short-sighted. Into they just saw it with PS5, they just saw it with the Nvidia cards. Like, it would not have taken that much. I would, that's not my trade, I don't know, but I would imagine sticking in a quick capture at the beginning just to hold off all those bots would not be difficult.
It's why it's so entertaining to watch scalpers' orders being cancelled by people.
Yes, there is that, yeah. I think that part of the problem is that, yeah, exactly, you're 100% right. Again, that is kind of my field in terms of website work, and it really depends on the system they have in place. But having said that, it is a retail website that does pre-orders. They should have a system in place already. Like, there's no excuse.
At the end of the day, though, all they care about is just like, cool, we've made our money, that's it.
Sure, but the problem is that, if you have 20 people vying for it, and you get 15 of them in, and now you have to convince those 5 people to basically come back to you to try and get them when you get them back in stock. That's an extra hard sale. Like, that's you've already annoyed them. Chances are they're going to go to a competitor who's going to promise them something better, probably. Whether they get that or not is beside the point. But yeah, I think it's a bit.
We all know how EB operates.
Exactly. Yes, very much so. Well, they operate for now.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I think that one of the reports was coming out about Germany was that apparently they didn't have any limits on how many you could order for the PlayStation. Oh. So people had ordered a bunch of them, so they had to shut it all down, and they have to go through manually checking each order to make sure there are no double ups and don't have the same credit card number or the same person buying multiple orders, and they do have to do it by hand. This
is the thing too. I know EB is capable of doing it because I duplicated an order for the Black Ops 3 Special Edition with the Juggernaut fridges. I got 2 of them, and one of them got refunded.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah. So
it is possible.
I'm sure. Like, EB Games are probably good for that because we haven't had any cancellations from them, and I'm not really expecting any. They've been a bit better about messaging that they're going to be second waves, but they're trying to get them out before the end of 2020, so in time for Christmas. Yeah. Whereas these other ones basically have just sort of shut down and said, "Oh no, pre-orders are done for this year," or "We don't know when we're getting stock," or just kind of not really good messaging and not a great customer experience. And Steve is 100% right. Like it's just it's bad on all fronts. They completely miss the mark with everything. We'll see how many more salty people there are. I'll be very interested to see on the Discord. I'll get a feel for how many people actually get their launch day consoles on launch day.
Yeah, I'm still crossing my fingers. Like,
you might be the only one.
Yep.
In which case, you'll be the most popular person on Discord twice.
I might just exit the server at that stage. just until the
just lie. It's got stuck in
delayed to like 2022. Whoops.
Exactly.
Yeah, until I get caught out, just be like, "Hey, you guys mind jumping in? Yeah, let me just quick resume that." Oh crap!
Wow, you loaded into the game really quick, mate. What's going on there?
Oh dear. Should we talk about the unsurprising news to drop today?
Yes, go for it.
So EA Play, to nobody's surprise, is going to come out to Xbox Game Pass on November 10th. So I didn't see this coming at all.
No, exactly. I wonder what's significant about that day. Yeah, so last week we talked about how EA Play is going to be joining Xbox, a couple weeks ago actually, to sort of round out their catalogue with some slightly more recent games. I think one of the things though is to remember is I think that it's just the regular EA Play stuff, so you get access to the Vault, but not necessarily like day one releases. Yeah, which makes sense. EA still want to I was
going to say, does that work in terms of the 10-hour trial?
That's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure you still get that 10-hour trial.
Yes, because it would be EA access.
Yes, I believe you do. Yeah, but it's not complete access. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's like what they usually do on the.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Leading into it too, I shared the tweet in Discord today as well. More evidence why you should join the Discord. Anybody that does have an EA access that overlaps with Game Pass will just get that added on additionally to their Game Pass.
Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah. Game Pass Ultimate. So yeah, you won't lose any money if you had EA access for the next year. It will just be added onto the Ultimate, which is good.
In the same way that Gold is if you take the $1 deal and that kind of stuff, which I still think it's actually possible to do now if you haven't signed up for Game Pass Ultimate.
I do believe it is.
It does still work.
Yeah, so if you get your 3 years there and then you get another year of EA access, then you've got 4 years and you'll be set for the next half of the generation.
Max stack is 3 years, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I'm running down for. Because I had, I forget what it was. Like there was a pricing error or something, and I ended up getting like 3 years of gold for like $120 or something like that.
Yeah, I think there was something quite a while ago.
Banker's error in your favor, great.
Yeah, so I stacked up on that, and then I used my points for like a whole bunch of it when they still had the 1 year of console Game Pass available on Microsoft Rewards.
Did the same thing.
Then I had like 2.5 years of that, and then I'm like, I'm sweet for the next 3 years. And then I think like 3-4 months later, they're like, oh hey, Xbox Ultimate is now out, and you get all this, and and then they started with the Spotify marketing, then the Discord marketing, then they had like all the little perks that they introduced as well, and I have just been slowly counting down the days, just going, as soon as the total cumulative time is 3 years, I'm doing that $1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's some really great value. So how long have you got to wait?
I think I've still got like another 9 months or something like that, 9-10 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm half tempted just to keep it until, because points-wise, the console Game Pass on the console was a lot more points. So I'm half tempted just to buy cheap Xbox Live Golds, run down the console to like the very last day, and then top it up for 3 years on that, and then just switch over to the 1 day as well. but Ultimate is getting better and better value by the day, pretty much.
Yeah, with xCloud and this EA Play stuff, and obviously Game Pass for PC as well. There's quite a bit there.
Yeah, plus the ZeniMax. Like once that deal goes through, that whole back catalogue is going on there. There's a lot of games in there that I've been tempted by in the past with lots of sales and having that for free, or quote unquote free. But yeah, like that's an instant back. I mean, Skyrim's in there by itself. That's a back catalogue by itself.
Think about, like, as achievement hunters, how much money we save with this service.
I mean, I would have saved a lot more with it if they had brought it out a little earlier. But yes, you're right.
But I mean, I don't even think you need to be an achievement hunter. Like, I mean, yes, I hunt achievements, but I'm definitely the most casual in the call right now. But as a casual gamer, like, even I speak to the students at school sometimes, like they know our game, blah blah, and I speak to the Xbox people and even the PlayStation people as well, and they're just like, yeah, like you guys got us hands down, and I'm like, yeah, and we're chatting, and pretty much everyone's gone, yeah, it's great value. That's coming from the kids,
That's how you get them into an ecosystem.
You think
exactly.
if we were 15 again, begging our parents for a console, and we basically could go, all right, just spend what was it for a year of Ultimate?
It's like 3-month codes, I think, but yes, it's about 15 or so.
$16 a month Australian. Yeah. $16 a month Australian. You don't have to buy me any games. I've got a library of 200 to 300. Like, it's no brainer, in my opinion.
And even on Reddit, like I remember when the Game Pass was originally announced, there was a lot of skepticism, I would say, in terms of the value. You check on Reddit now, pretty much any time Game Pass is mentioned, top comments is always great value, and this is not on the Xbox One Reddit subreddit, but like the games subreddit. So generally PC and PlayStation users as well. Like the value there is undeniable, and I think as long as they keep that value up, and like again from a casual gamer, you've got all of Microsoft first party, which hasn't been amazing so far, but you're looking at quantity of 7 and 8s. You're getting Game Pass Ultimate on November 10th, which now includes all of EA. So you've got your Bioware RPGs, you've got all your previous sport games, and the other miscellaneous titles.
Your Plants vs Zombies,
Star Wars titles, exactly. Battlefield stuff, heaps.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you've now got ZeniMax in first quarter. Someone correct me.
So that deal is expected to close sometime in the next 6 months. So hopefully sooner rather than later, I guess, for them. But they're probably going to look to close it probably before the end of the financial year, I would say.
But that's not to say that like games like Doom Eternal and that entered the service during.
Yeah.
Well,
which is just
we'll get to that.
But like once that deal comes through and you've got all of that whole back catalogue, plus that that's incredible. Like, and the old saying of Halo's, Microsoft has nothing but your Halo, Gears, Forza. Well, not anymore, because now you got your Battlefields. Now you've got your
Skyrims.
Your Skyrims. You've got your Dooms. You've got your
Wolfenstein,
Dishonored's. You've got your Rages. It's that whole conversation. I think, anyway, as a casual gamer, has just changed. I mean, it came with a pretty penny, like $7.5 billion ain't cheap. But I mean, to be able to change the conversation and to be like, yes, but. I think is worth it.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. Like, this is necessary for them to keep the momentum going with Game Pass, because that is their weak point. Is that they don't have enough AAA stuff coming into the service often enough to keep people engaged, and this is really the way to do it. You buy studios, you build studios, you start bringing games out, and you sort of give it a bit of a kick with ZeniMax having a bunch of stuff already there that people love, and hopefully have some good stuff coming down the pipeline.
Exactly it.
Alright. Do you want to introduce this next one, Cameron?
Yep. So, pretty much just finishing up the EA one, there was an announcement this week about the Xbox Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so...
Okay, I thought you just wanted me to introduce
go for it.
because you're going to be winning.
Yeah, no, well, look, I'm not going to toot my own horn too much, all
All
right?
right.
This is...
Okay, so I feel like Matt's just given me this story because if Kirby was here and Matt was here, it would be like, ooh, Cameron. Sorry, let's do Canada voice, yeah? Let's do Canadian Alex.
You're doing your Alex impression, yeah.
Yeah, let's do the Alex impression. Oh, Cameron, you don't have the Xbox Hall of Fame award. Oh, we will. In like 2 months' time. But yeah, so Xbox came out with a Hall of Fame award to reward players for Gamerscore and achievements.
There's a few other, but so they're doing 8 different competitions.
8 different competitions, 4 of them relating to Gamerscore and achievements, 1 relating to your Game Pass, and 3 relating to, I would say, the most representative titles of Game Pass.
Yeah, they're like first party stuff. Yeah.
They're first party, they're massive, I wouldn't say MMOs, but like they're the big hitters.
Sort of, yeah, they're sort of tentpole titles that they have running at the moment.
So that being Forza Horizon 4 having a best lap, State of Decay 2 having, what was the...
kill all the hearts on a standard map.
Yep, and mental blank, Sea of Thieves.
Yes, which you have to do some ridiculous thing that I haven't got time for.
Which is the whole game's achievements list.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's exactly why it's not on my tag.
But in riddle format. Jeez. So, pretty much going a little into each one. There's the Xbox Trials, which are the 5 categories. First up, from October 2nd to October 4th, if you're rank 50 and a Pirate Legend, you will compete to earn the Emissary value in Athena's Fortune Emissary Voyages. The Forza Horizon 4 Trial, which is to get the fastest lap on the Hall of Fame circuit while behind the wheel of the 2018 McLaren Senna. So that's between September 22nd to October 11th.
Oh, you got that one in the bag, mate.
I'm going to give that one a shot. I'm not going to get it, but I mean, I gave that a good shot when we had PAX. Was it 2018?
Yeah.
That they had the Forza Fast Lap for the 65-inch TV.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, was that the year before? No, you're right. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a really good one to do. Then the Zombie Slayer one, State of Decay 2, which asks you to clear the Plague Hearts in a new standard zone map as quickly as possible. You can't use multiplayer help, but you just need to do it on your Losum, and that is between October 16th to October 18th. Do you want to talk about the game score and the achievement ones, and I can finish off the Game Pass?
Yes. So yeah, I don't care about those 3 because I don't play any of those 3 games. What I'm most interested in are these ones. So you've got the first up one is the Achievement Conqueror. So it's a lifetime achievement award for most achievements earned.
Most achievements earned, yeah.
For the lifespan of the Xbox One. So that is
November 2013.
Yeah, November 2013 to the end of October, I think it was.
October 19th, which amazingly enough is my birthday.
Oh, okay, right.
So, I mean, if I get a trophy for my birthday, that'd be great.
That'd be great. It would be fantastic. Just going to write that down.
I was just about to say, hopefully your girlfriend's listening and that's going to be just the biggest troll of a birthday present ever.
Exactly, yeah.
I just get some, like, wooden plank, world's best boyfriend.
Yeah, look, hey, that's... Look, I've been to Universal Studios. I picked up one of those world's best girlfriend Emmys. Oh, no, don't worry, sweetheart, it was before you. It's fine. I took it back off it when we broke up. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Was that for the lap dance?
Oh boy. Oh, God. I'm going to have to cut that.
I'm sorry, that was a cheap shot, but it was
oh, God.
So worth it.
I'll tell you that story after this, Aptos. So it's basically it's over the lifespan of the Xbox One. They have one challenge for getting the most achievements and one for earning the most gamer score. And then they also have one for, because obviously that's basically pre-decided at this point. for most territories. Again, these categories are all split out by territory. So there's one for Australia, one for New Zealand, one for the US, one for Canada, I assume. UK, I think there's about 10 or so different territories.
Just nothing for South Korea.
No, apparently not, which I know some people are a little salty about.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sangrius. And then there's also one, to make it a bit more interesting, they have another challenge, similar ones. We have an achievement defeater, and another one called Gamerscore Champion. So, same sort of thing, most achievements and most Gamerscore earned, but this one is only from October 1st to October 19th. So probably by the time you're hearing this, the challenge is on, and you won't be hearing from probably Kirby or me for those days.
So the podcast is going to be like a solo show for the next 3 weeks. You have to deal with me.
It's just going to be Cameron and Brad. Just going to have a nice chat.
Oh. Sorry, the podcast is definitely going to be a solo show for the next 3 weeks, but it's just going to be just Brad.
Just Brad. Okay, yeah. Well,
He'll tell you all about your RPGs and your roguelites and
the Brad solo experience. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great spin-off. So that's going to be a big one. It's going to get real competitive because that is where people are going to be like, you know what, now's the time to throw down some scores, load up all those Radalikas. If you're in a
do you Endless Legend, do you Surviving Mars?
Exactly, yeah, like all of your 5-minute games, you need to be ready to go because I'm very, very lucky in that New Zealand that I'm number one in Gamerscore and achievements already, and in terms of people who are close by, at least from what we can see on TA, I'm probably about double the second person, so I'm in with a pretty good shot to win those.
That's one word for it, yeah.
Well, again, look, I've been in this situation before. I'm not counting my chickens at all. Like until I have the trophy in my hand, I'm not. There's no premature celebration here. I do not want to end up on that subreddit. Like none of that.
I've already done the 2015 Gamerscore challenge over that summer, and nothing tracked correctly.
That's my other worry too. Is that it's like how are they tracking this? I know that Kirby's been asking about a leaderboard that we can look at, something along those lines, to get an idea of how they're actually doing this, and how well it's going to be run. I'm also worried about hackers and people who just inflate the Gamerscore stuff, and people who aren't on TA anymore potentially. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem in New Zealand, but I know Australia is going to be very competitive.
Yep.
I know already some people on TA complaining about one Chin Doctor being a little too ahead of a lot of other people and making it difficult. But
I just love the fact that they just immediately just start complaining about it. Oh, it's just great.
I mean, I'm look, if I win in New Zealand, I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate. I welcome it. Screw you guys. I deserve it. I'm not going to be humble at all. I have worked damn hard for this. You have a love-hate
relationship with the audience, so it's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Fire and ice. So I'm going to work really hard to win that.
It's okay. Look, just win the console and buy Alison Alama. That's all we ask of you.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how well the competition goes.
Yeah. Look. I think it's good that they're acknowledging value in achievements. I think that's fantastic. I think that even from a casual perspective, not taking into account the people that just play COD or the FIFAs, whatever it is, like just the ones that actually do engage in the ecosystem and would pop a few achievements here and there. Just having them, and over the course of from 2013 to now, essentially, I think that's a good. Not like it's not even marketing to me. Like it's great to have a thing, but I mean those people, if they've been there from 2013, they're probably going to be there in 2021 anyway. You didn't have to do anything for that particular player base, but the fact that they're doing it, I think, is really good. So I mean, I don't really get the salt in terms of the ones for. The achievements for life.
They've had years to boost their score.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I came in late. I came in, the OG. So when was that? 2016, I want to say, or 2017? No, earlier than that. Anyway, I was not part of the thing. I'm okay with that. The achievements overall between that October 1st and the other date, yes, but I mean, time, resources, probably not in my bag of what I want to be doing. That and creating an alt and just doing it all over again. I'm sure other people have thought of that. I'm sure other people have thought of that. That's not
apparently they are checking for that, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they still have the other ones. The Forza one, again, not my cup of tea. I did used to be part of another forum, and there were people that were quote-unquote average in there, and their driver tars would lap me, so I'm not in the position to be playing that. Having said that, though, like, if I did have the time and the effort, I reckon and using this term very loosely, easiest one to go for would probably be the State of Decay one, just because the loot is randomized and
it is very luck-based.
Yeah, so being able to hop in, like, if you find a 50 cal, a few Molotovs early, like, you're golden. Like, you'll get a fantastic time. And, if you don't find one in 20 minutes, just restart the map, just keep trying. Like, that's probably the easiest one to sort of go for. But, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to be winning either of those prizes, but for the people who are listening, even just registering gives you a chance to win Xbox Ultimate for a year. So just click on that register button, go for gold, fingers crossed. Like,
yeah, unless you're in a situation in which you're going to beat any of us, in which case don't.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Forgot to mention the other one before, trying to get back to it. Game Pass Ruler. You've explored Xbox Game Pass extensively over the years, but how many titles have you experienced in total? The player in each country has played the most games to appear on the service will enter the Xbox Hall of Fame. This is the one I'm going for.
This is going to be interesting.
And there is 600 and... I've got the list up here somewhere.
680?
I think it was under that. I think it was... So far, 658 games. I haven't finished yet, but I've gone through and done 167. I have access to quite a few of them, so...
Yeah, so the whole idea is that apparently you don't have to pop any achievements, you just have to play a bunch of Game Pass games. How they measure that, I'm not sure. Again, the tracking is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But...
I'm popping them regardless. I don't care about my ratio. I don't care about my completion percentage. We already know this.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can win...
TA profile, it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a secret.
Look, if I can win one of those hoodies and awards, I'd be extremely happy.
Yeah. Oh, so actually, we probably should say, so they are giving out 8 prizes, apparently. So it's a physical trophy, a Series X, a Year of Game Pass Ultimate, and a really Xbox Hall of Fame hoodie. And then you go on the chance to win a Year of Ultimate as well, just by signing up.
Really more proof that they need to really do merch overseas more.
They really do, because I think people are going to be interested. Like I'm super hoping I get a hoodie. Actually, to be honest, that'd be really cool.
100%. I remember E3 a few years back. There was I forget who it was. But they walked on stage with an Xbox hoodie. I was like, fantastic. I actually tweeted Xbox ANZ and I was like, hey, is there a chance we could buy this somewhere? Yeah. And I was just like, no, sorry. And I was like, oh, wasted.
You have to... The only way to get them is like doing that conversion and getting them sent from one of the US postal... It's just too hard.
Yeah, maybe next time I'm over there once, the apocalypse is over.
Take an order, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll round them all up. We'll do a bit of a handout.
Be the equivalent of doing an IKEA trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back with 8 hoodies on and be like, no, I just run really cold, guys. It's all
it's plane was freezing.
But yeah, I know particularly from my racing guys on Discord too. I'd be very interested to see if you're actually taking part in this. I mean, just calling out some names like Dragframe Jester, XLAX Jester. Chef, a few others, just Robbie. Just send me a message.
Obviously. Come on, Mike. Come on, you're so good at racing games. You got this.
Racing platformers? Maybe. Racing games? Yeah, different ballpark.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how this goes. I think that Kirby and I are probably gonna be looking pretty rough by the end of that October 19th.
Yeah.
Or rougher.
Rougher, yes. Yeah, we've been doing this for years. It's taken its toll.
Kirby's going to be torn between just like, do I want to spend $300 in drinks or do I want to spend $300 in games and get this?
Well, I mean, he already owns most of the 1 hour completions. Like, I think his greatest weakness is that he's already done most of them because he's already a baby gamer.
He's pure trash.
Yeah, absolutely. So, And like, look, I'm 100% there with him. So we're going to see how this goes. I've got actually no, I'm not going to say how many games I got lined up because I don't want to tip my hand too much. But I've got a few. I've got a fair few ready to go.
I'm going after the endless beam divers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun. Like it's good, and like you were saying, I think it's really good to get some awareness about the achievement system and that rewarding people and getting some interest not just on the TA side but on Microsoft and Xbox in general.
Yeah,
I think it's really good for the system, and it'll be interesting to see if they make any changes to the achievement system going into the next Xbox. They haven't really said much about it. But I imagine, like it would make sense for them to probably make a couple of tweaks and hopefully some new
mean, if they do something nice, like the store now looks absolutely beautiful.
The store is fantastic. I agree 100%.
It's
Dark
so...
theme. How good is that? Dark theme is there.
Can I just say, this is the one thing that always disappoints me about Microsoft. I feel like they always absolutely nail it at the end of the generation.
At the end of the generation, the last 6 months are great, and then you're like, well, where was this? And then they just basically restart. So I'm hoping that they bring some of those learnings across.
Yeah, having said that, though, I don't actually know Microsoft have a huge hand in achievements, though, because I recall a conversation somewhere that I had with someone, and essentially the achievements are developers, so the artwork, the value of it, all of that is developers. So, I mean, bringing attention to it is great, but if the developers aren't coming on board...
Yeah, well, I think that trophies have been a big thing. I mean, obviously, PlayStation has just skyrocketed in this generation, and I think that they've brought in a whole new generation of trophy hunters in the same vein, and I think that's really sort of taken off, and hopefully that kind of, outside of platinum trophies breaking on the Xbox every 5 seconds, I'm hoping that gets a larger interest and, more of a focus from developers. I mean, obviously, we're still a niche of a niche of a niche, but... it is still there. People still know about it.
It really puts in perspective when you're a niche joining Rogue Company and then getting called out in Gamerscore.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing with average people. Anyway, moving along. Should we talk about what we've been playing this week?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. Cameron, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. All right. So, getting the baby games out of the way. Castle of No Escape. Ties perfectly into the last story about developments and achievements. These games used to be... I'm not sure if it was both of them, but I know definitely one of them was.
First
4 to 5 hour completion. Am I right for both? Or
yeah, roughly. I think it's like 3 to 4, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Around that ballpark. Developers tried a little... What would you call it?
Tweak?
A little tweak just to see if they could improve the sales, and they made their games a 5-minute completion.
Yeah, and so everyone was very interested in them.
Yeah, bundle it for $13.45 Australian. 2 games completed in the space of 10 minutes. So that was my easy 2,000k for the 2,000k. That was my easy 2k for the week. Moving on, did some bloody zombies with our good mate of the podcast, Professor Pluto.
Oh, Alex, so he's got all that free time. He finally managed to spend some of it with you, mate.
He finally got to spend some bloody zombies time together. And we got, I want to say we did like 2 or 3 hours worth. Got a few achievements. And then we get up to a train section and I die, can't revive. Just a really terrible glitch. And we just can't proceed. We then proceeded to restart the level. Spent another 10 minutes getting to that point where I proceeded to kick a zombie off the side of the train, which you had to kill it instead. So, of course, there's invisible barriers. You can't move past it. Yeah, just stuck again. And we said, all right, that's perfect. It's time to call it.
It's a sign.
Yeah. Moving on from that, Friday the 13th, I got my sweater, my Pam sweater achievement done, my mask done, and my escape to the police 13 times done. I have 13 achievements left. Now the real grind begins. I've got half of the completion, but just, it's going to...
The easy half.
Yeah. Moving on, we came to the realization that Nexamon, obviously not a Pokemon ripoff.
I've never heard of Pokemon.
Never heard of Pokemon?
Please explain this concept to me.
Okay, so it's this thing where you trap cute little animals in like horribly small balls.
Oh, okay.
Not my balls. Your balls.
No, my okay. My one?
Your balls.
No. Oh, they have plenty of room.
Except instead of Pokeballs in this one, they have like triangles.
Oh, okay. So it's right.
So it's completely different.
Prison triangles. Okay, yeah.
Saying that though, it's not too bad. I've caught about 30 of them so far. Played a little bit in the game. I'm just because there is an achievement for got to catch them all. Of course. So I've just been doing that as I go along, pretty much getting everything I can. The full name of the game is called Nextmon Extinction, and there's just so many, like, it's just, the humor's done really well in it, to my opinion. There's a part where you're crossing over, like, a broken bridge, and these kids are doing skip rope over a beam. And you've got, like, this, you got this partner that, like, travels along with you that's not an Nextmon or anything, it's just...
a dude.
Like, just like another student, part of the story. And it's like, oh, they're skipping over like a beam in over a hole in the middle of a bridge. And I wonder why this game is called Extinction.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
So they definitely have a sense of humor about things.
Have a sense of humor. It's not bad. The only thing that feels weird to me is like the leveling. Like the leveling's the exact same. It just feels much slower.
Right.
And I'm not used to that, but I mean, like Brad's playing as well. He's loving it, from what I can hear.
What kind of like difficulty, completion time? Like, is this going to be
I
a big
got
grind?
no.
Or?
I think it's probably going to be like a 40 to 50 hour one from first glance. It is on the longer side, saying that it is a Pokemon clone.
Sure. You know what you're getting into.
Everything but the story. The story's about these dinosaurs and these tyrants, and without going too much into it, but no, it's been pretty good. Then the rest of the week. Stephen, what have we been doing?
Nice segue. So we've been doing Halo the Master Chief Collection.
I
think
that's
you
all I
dragged
needed
me in first. I mean...
I can't remember now. I think you were complaining about it. I'm just like, yeah, sure, I'll jump on. I've got a few achievements to go left. So done 2 lots of... I shouldn't say 2 lots of Halo. I've done Halo 3 360 this week, to which I have 5 achievements left. Basically got all the score attacks done, got some of the campaign stuff done. There's like 2 miscellaneous ranked achievements and 1, I think the Spartan leveling, and then the 2 0G achievements, which me and Alex will get eventually.
Yeah, because those do count. It's not completed unless you get those.
Bull. Anyway. It's fine. I got the full score. It's fine. Like I said, I'm the last person to care about completion percentage.
That is readily apparent.
Yeah.
You're about to tank it, so I'm glad.
Halo MCC. So, I've gone from, I want to say, 570 achievements out of 700 to 630. So, I've got about 70 left. So, me and Steven this week have basically been pushing each other through, getting all the... We've been doing a lot of Reach. Reach is definitely one of my favorite Halo games of all time. Saying that they all have a place in my heart, except for 2. 2 can die in hell. Just the par times in that are just ridiculous in 2. There's just no room. Reach times, a lot of the missions we did first time, surprisingly.
Most of them, yeah.
Par scores, I think we only had trouble with Oni base a few times, which resulted in a lot of yelling at each other. To put it lightly.
The funniest part of that was, I think one night when we were struggling on whichever map it was.
It was Oni.
Yeah, and Brad was in the party, and he's like, do you two need to go to couples counselling?
It's like, I do need to go to couples counselling. I just need Steven to pull his head in. Jeez.
I'm doing everything perfectly. He's the one who's being a problem.
Yeah, pretty much.
For the most part, though, it's made me rediscover my love for Halo, because it is one of those games that I'm surprisingly good at. Saying that, like, people think I'm surprisingly good at Forza 2, but I don't, like, get how that works.
But you know you're good at that, so that's different.
What, Forza?
Yeah.
Or Forza, I can get a completion, except for free.
Wow. Yeah,
Except
but
for
that's not your fault.
Yeah.
Isn't it though?
Look, I was just trying to be
Screw
nice.
you.
Right? Just let him get it. Like, I'll never hear the end of it otherwise.
So yeah, we've done most of Halo Reach this week. We've got 2 levels to go for pass scores, which will get us another 3 achievements. We've got all the part-times done for that. We did all the part-times for Halo CE, I believe.
Yep.
Or we did most of them. We did all the data pads for Reach, which was 22 achievements in the space of an hour, which was good. I suffered through hell again getting skulls for Aptos.
Oh, you're going to suffer more too, don't worry.
So
much more pain for you lined up. Do not
he's
worry.
just like, oh, bandana and fog. Like, this is 2 skulls I need for Halo CE. Why do they sound familiar? Oh, they're the ones that require the grenade jumps to be absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprisingly got. I think bandana I cheated a bit because we basically just died to respawn the point, respawn the other one right on top of the other one.
That makes sense.
So grenade jumps completely different to where the guide says. Got into a high beam. All right, Steven, stay still for a second. Oh, why? Grenade. Dead. It's like, oh, cool. Now I have a jumping pad. Thank you. He's like, oh, I don't care. I just want the achievement. So I managed to get that done relatively quickly. The other one was assault on the... No, it's not assault on the control room. I can't think of what level it was, but it's my most hated grenade jump. And I managed to get it after 20 minutes, which I was surprised. Because I think the first time I did it, it took me an hour.
Alright, getting better.
So I'm getting better.
You run some sessions, get everyone the achievement.
Steven's already committed to doing Lasso with me now.
Look, like I said, I'm happy to try. I'll probably just end up being a spawn point for you.
That's, like I said, that's all I need. I just need a good spawn point with a good connection. My issue with Halo in the past was me and I think it was Mean Machine did a score attack on Halo 3 the other day. Mm-hmm. I kept saying, you really didn't need to add the anti-grav skull on. Like, it just really wasn't necessary. But he got dragged through the achievements, so he was happy with that. And I just hate doing Halo by myself.
Mm. It is basically, I would say, probably the perfect co-op game.
Yeah, if you can get a good connection.
Regards.
So, just off that, like, I had Halo on my tag, like, before I actually started caring about achievements. So, now that it's on, I actually have to do something about it, considering if I get the completion for that, I think I'm like at 93, 94% or something like that. It's ridiculous the amount of achievements in that game. But I remember I played it by myself, and I was playing Halo CE. So again, I came in late into the Xbox generation, heard a lot about Halo, never played it, loaded up the Master Chief, loaded up CE, and I was like, this is crap. Like, what's the hype? Like,
it's the thing is though, and I think
the maps were terrible. There was no markers anywhere. I'm looking up guides for things.
He started
like
Halo
grenade
CE.
jump. I'm like,
that's all it is.
Grenade jump. How is this a mechanic in a game? So, I struggled through CE, dropped it, tried to pick it up, didn't really get it. Then I think I tried it again a few months ago, get it, still didn't click with me. I had a Halo 2 issue, because I finished CE where the music doesn't load for me anymore in Halo 2. So I'm trying to play everything with no sound on Halo 2, which just makes it infinitely worse. And then I think you dragged me on going, oh, who wants to do Reach or whatever? And I was like, oh, whatever, I don't know what to play right now, so sure. And I must say, Halo Reach, having not played again, I have not played 3, 4 or 5 in any way, shape or form. But Halo Reach was fun. Like, I love the ship stuff. I love the different mechanics in there. It was... And playing with someone else definitely makes it a whole lot better. It is
Can I say saying that playing with somebody too that knows everything that he's doing in Reach for the most part.
Oh, that definitely, mate. Because you were running off, and you were, like, as you normally do. With
I was going to say, Cameron running off on him by herself. I never would have thought.
Yeah, but like, it's so good that I understand the game to an extent of, all right, cool. I'm going to run ahead this way, but you're going to spawn behind me in 2 seconds, and then it just pop happens.
Yeah, that's a great experience. Great experience to not see half of the game as you just have some guy speed running the damn thing.
Oh, look, to be fair, like, I was pretty much, like, I figured out very quickly, if I don't keep up, I will be left behind and do stuff. So I think, having to go through and just, he was just like, oh, you're right behind me. I'm like, I am right behind you. Like, I cannot be any closer if I tried. But yeah, no, like, I really enjoyed it. Been a very fan of, like, the arcadey space shooter type games. Like, I found that section amazing. Like, that was my jam. I really enjoyed Reach, and it's gotten me to the point where I'm just like, I'm looking at, like, I think I've got like 175 achievements out of like the 550 available, and I'm now looking at that going, yeah, I'm actually tempted to try get most of them.
I honestly think if I tried hard enough, I could probably get you up to 600, 650. It's
deal.
just,
that sounds like a deal. Thank you.
It's
I will take it. Yes.
Yeah, we've got it.
I said if I wanted to.
Pretty sure that means you want to.
Yeah.
It just depends on how many achievements I can get. Sorry, how many of the ones remaining I can get. I know that ODST you'd love, just based off Reach.
Well, from what you've been saying, I really think that actually just going through. So have you got all of the achievements out of CE done already?
We're missing some. In terms of, I'll go through my missing ones. I've got about 70 achievements left, which are sections in the multiplayer, which are about 50% done. And I think you can boost them with a session. I've got Halo CE, where I'm missing a few of the scores, but I believe I've got majority of the times, except for, well, this is the case for all of them. I need the legendary speed run under 3 hours for all the games.
Yeah.
Lasso I've done on 1 through 4, but I haven't done Reach and ODST because I've never had a good team for them. Mm-hmm. In terms of Halo 2, I've got a few par times and a few par scores. Halo 3 for the most part is done. Halo 4 for the most part is done. Sorry, Halo 4 is completely done, but the speed run. Halo 3 is missing miscellaneous achievements, I think 2 of them. Reach is missing 15 miscellaneous achievements. And ODST is just missing the speedrun and Lasso. So, I think if I put my head into it, I could pretty much get this done now.
But I'm looking forward to it. End of the year, come on, mate. You got 3 months, let's go.
Not if I'm concentrating on Game Pass games for the next...
Yeah, okay, fine.
But yeah,
January then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on, we'll give you an extra month.
Saying that though, I think it's quite feasible that over the next few weeks, depending on when I decide to finish it, that we could get up to like 680 out of 700. It's just how much overlaps with Stevens, because when I get to doing legendary speedruns and all that, he's going to get legendary missions done. It just depends on whether he gets all of them done. He's going to get the mission completions to it, and he's probably going to get a fair few pass scores.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah. So, if anybody wants to jump in, Australian Eastern Standard Times, most times around like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, we'll chuck a few hours in.
Get good.
That's only during holiday time. During term time, it's around 8, because, teachers only work 9 to 5.
Yeah, of course, right, exactly.
I mean, if you want achievements, you show up when I tell you to. You're not the one carrying me, buddy.
Having said that, though, Halo is a lot easier. Like playing through those time attacks and those score times, it's without a doubt easier with multiple people.
100%.
So, those achievements are very much there were times where, I would see you rush in, and I'm like, oh yeah, we can handle this. I'll rush in as well, not wanting to miss anything, and then we both die. And at the same time, we're saying, I'm dead. Oh, you're dead too. And then, we get the respawn point, and I was just, back in my head, I'm thinking, well, if we just had one person that would hang back, we're just like, we could shave off minutes of this speed time.
Yeah, you're the right person to hang back. That's the clue there. Gotta say also the fact that I never change my controller schemes for anybody. The fact that Matt suggested putting Boxer on, especially doing the Lone Wolf achievement for Reach, which is still that's one of the ones missing as well. Which is SO, which is easy all skulls on.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me, like absolutely nuts. It is hard. That really Lone Wolf achievement is really hard. But Boxer is definitely like just left trigger.
It's the control scheme. Just being able to melee on the left trigger really, really helps.
Just punch my way through everything.
Exactly. Yeah, Halo, so I've got a long history with Halo, playing pretty much all of them on release except for Master Chief Collection, because I just don't have time for that. But, one of my fondest gaming memories is 2007 when the Halo 3 came out, getting together with my buddies. We had a 4-player co-op thing. We played it as soon as, first day it came out, and we just blitzed through the campaign, and we just, chatting and just having an amazing time. I mean, the story is relatively standard fare, but at the time it was the coolest thing I'd ever done, and it was just that experience is something that is so integral to the Halo experience, and I think it's something that was really missing from Halo 5, for example.
I don't think I've ever played a mission as fun as the end of Halo 3.
Yeah, there's a few spots in Halo, but the end of Halo 3,
Halo.
So remember, I have not played Halo 3.
Yeah, so I was going to say I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, there's a couple of bits with certain fights that you get into, and
then just a vehicle scene.
Actually, pretty much most of the vehicle sections in that game are incredible because they, Bungie is famous for their skyboxes. That's one of the best things about Destiny is just looking at the art and just looking out over the horizon in any environment you're in. All of that came from Halo. It just looks incredible. Early Halo 3 is pretty good, but it gets really, really good, about maybe a quarter of the way in, and starts really ramping up.
Yeah. But I think I should pretty much cut the Halo chat. 2,989 for the week.
Nice.
And some really nice ratio ones off the easy stuff.
Alright, I'll go last. So what do you got there, mate?
We already talked about Halo, so I'll skip over that. I'm currently working through my physical collection with the Series X coming out. I'm trying to smash through all, and when I say all, there are only 5 of them, but I'm trying to smash through my physical collection. So one of them being Watch Dogs 2, and that was on sale from EB or Target for $5. I picked up the base game. And yeah, I finished that. I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Watch Dogs the original, and I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2. There was some fantastic moments in there. Some of the puzzles, I thought I was really stupid. I could not work them out. I was just like, what is going on? I'm almost certain I'm not this dumb. As it turns out, you just need to unlock a few more things for your little gadgets, and then all of a sudden the whole world opens up. So I mean, play-wise, story was okay, but I enjoyed the puzzles once I figured out you just need to unlock a few things. Didn't really struggle too much with any of the major achievements. I did create a boosting session for one of them, not in the last week, but a little bit before that, just in regards to winning 4 times in a row in a multiplayer, which is, I tried to do legit, and it just was not going to happen. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with Watch Dogs 2, so I'd recommend that. Baby games, there was the what was it called, the Leapfrog Challenge on TA. So I had a few games in my backlog that I wanted to sort of get through that, so I didn't have to stress, because it was still during term time, and end of term for term 3 was just busy as all hell, so I knew my time would be limited. So I had the Tracks DLC, which I had bought, so smash that out in under an hour. There was nothing difficult in that whatsoever. And I also had, which I started but never got around to finishing, but I had a beautiful 40 achievements left in the Bard's Tale ARPG, that, if you're not aware, does have console commands now. Not to unlock the achievements, but just to teleport around and just make life ridiculously easier. Along with God mode, which is great because there was one section where pretty much every second step I was stepping on a trap or doing something like that, and I was just like, yeah, I would have died so many times in this room. But yeah, again, I missed out the whole Bard's Tale thing, so I've never played any of the original games. I haven't played the ARPG. The humour was great at some parts, and other parts was really like that passes as comedy in that studio.
You have to remember the time frame that it was in, because it was like a PlayStation 2 release. But yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, enjoyable experience sort of thing. Console commands definitely makes the achievements a hell of a lot easier. I know I'll probably hate myself saying it, but I don't understand why it's got like a 2.7 ratio at the moment.
It was a 3.5 when I did it, just for reference. So it is coming down. It's just I don't think a lot of people have played it.
Yeah. But yeah, and then just a few sprinklings in between of just PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and I got that one achievement for killing 1,000 players.
Just boosting session, mate. Just do it.
Yeah, I know, but it's never in my time zone. Like, I reckon Australia and New Zealand are just the time zones that no one else gives a crap about. And
yep.
It's funny because, like, when I made the session, just make a session on TA, see if anybody joins. But I got off Baz's thing, which is another Aussie. We had 3 other randoms, and like it just worked 5:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Which might not work for you, but like
5:30 on a Sunday with a kid, that ain't working.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I will just slowly chip away. Like, I'm okay with achievements like that. You know, play a match or two a night. You know, just slowly chip away. No, I'm getting there eventually. I'm okay with that. So yeah, just that, and but the majority of my time has been Halo. But we've already talked about that. So you, Matt, what did you get up to?
So, like I mentioned last week, I was recording from the hotel, so I've been on a business trip, so I haven't had a chance to play much. Finally got xCloud working on my phone, but realized, obviously, because the update came through while I was traveling, I didn't have a controller with me. So I could. It's like, great, Wi-Fi
Nice.
worked. I could pull up my dashboard, and it's like, great, you can look at it, but you can't play anything on it. It's like, okay, cool. So next trip, I'll make sure I bring a controller with me.
Doesn't Hellblade and Minecraft Dungeons have the touch controls? Could you have done them?
Oh, actually, maybe. I didn't actually. I mean, like, I don't know how I would have launched the game in the first place. That was more the problem.
Yeah.
So I haven't had much of a chance to play stuff, and most of what I have been playing has been cleanup, like I've been talking about before. So my main thing has been Dirt Showdown, one of my racing games that's been on my tag from UHH. The gift that just keeps on giving. Yeah, it's I got through all the story. Actually, I got through most of the game. So I got through all of the free roam stuff. I got through all of the story or the tournament stuff. Got first in all the races, and so most of the time I've just been spent grinding out the multiplayer, because that takes a long time. If you get a group, like a big group together, it's pretty quick. But considering I'm just double boxing it, I get about 250 points per match. And
I would assume it would run the same way as how Dirt Freeze runs, which is very grindy.
It's to do with fans. So essentially, whatever place you get a number of fans added to your total. And the number of people in the race increases the totals for the higher ranks. So if you have 8 people in the race, you get like 1,000 fans per run. Yep. But given that it's just the two, me and my alt, it's just 250 fans. So it's taking me 4 times as long to finish it. I finally got to rank 21 out of 30. But I've just been idle boosting it, with just holding down the right triggers and just make sure the controllers don't turn off, and just running races over and over again and just timing out and just winning. But it's a massively long grind. It'll probably take me like another week or 2 to finish it.
Jeez.
It's so slow, and it's unfortunately it's not as idle as something like, you know, where you can just keep tapping a button. Like, I actually do have to be watching it to make sure it doesn't disconnect and that sort of stuff. So it's relatively hands off, but I still need to keep monitoring it like every sort of 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So not ideal, but all I've got left is to do that. I got to buy all the upgrades, which I've got enough money for, but I'll wait till the competition starts for that. And then there's one achievement for getting all of the rampage types. If they have like a demolition derby where you smash your car into other cars and try to like do different hits on them, so like head-ons, T-bones, and trying to. The one that's difficult is to flip a car on its side and then hit the bottom of it. Like a lot of that stuff is just like chance, and the AI kind of has to mess around a bit to try and get it working. So that'll probably be the last thing I do once I've got everything else done. I also played through a bit more of a Shining Resonance Refrain, which is a JRPG title if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
It's super. It's like one of the most generic RPGs. It's got dragons in it. That's kind of its like only selling point. It's like an action RPG similar to the Tales series, where like you kind of wander around an environment, you run into an enemy, and then you go into it. Like it basically cordons off the area, but you can run around controlling a single character, and the AI controls the rest of them. It's not anywhere near as good as the Tales series in terms of story, voice acting, combat, systems, anything. I'm skipping through all the cutscenes. I just don't care. Like combat wise, it's decent. But it's got difficulty. I've just put it down to easy, and I'm just kind of smashing my way through it. But it's very, very mindless. I know there's a bit of a grind towards the end of it, but it is one of the shorter RPGs. I think it's only like maybe like a 30 to 40 hour completion. So, you know, it's good to get some JRPGs on the platform. I just wish they were slightly higher quality. And then the last sort of thing I've been playing is Bard's Gold, which I know a lot of our listeners have played. It is a side-scrolling roguelite. I've had it on my tag for a while. I'd only finished like the first world is out of 4. Pretty short, relatively easy. It's one of the roguelikes that I kind of enjoy, where it's not just you unlock variations, you actually unlock upgrades. So like it is a war of attrition. You just get like upgrades that make you throw attacks faster over further range, get more gems, etc., every time you die. So I'm having a pretty good time with it. I played a bit of it tonight, so I got through worlds 2 and 3. And pretty much towards the end of World 4. So once the competition starts, I'll just finish that up. Just get through the final bit, upgrade, unlock the final ability. And then I think there's like one for finishing a world without dying, which will be a bit of a challenge, but again, you know, those are all 100, 200 point achievements. So it should be nice and easy. Hopefully get that done next week. And then, yes, that's all I've been playing, so I'm at 790. Tangentially game related, I also watched the Dragon's Dogma Netflix series.
Oh yeah, how was
I
that?
didn't realize that was out.
Yeah, no, it came out a couple weeks ago. So I've been meaning to talk about it. I love Dragon's Dogma. I played the original on the 360. I haven't got around to redoing Dark Arisen on the Xbox One because I know it's a much, much longer game. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Castlevania series on Netflix. Was amazing. I'm really looking forward. I know they're doing a Devil May Cry series. I think they're going to do a Resident Evil one as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to all of those. Interested to see what Capcom has. Capcom's obviously very invested in this. But Dragon's Dogma it's not good. I was severely disappointed with it, actually. It's 7 episodes. Each episode is based on one of the 7 deadly sins. And it kind of... It's the like animation quality is not quite that bad, Muddy, but voice acting is pretty terrible. The English voice acting, especially, is very rough. So I watched it in Japanese, which was okay, but it uses a lot. It's a very CG heavy series, and it does not look very good. Like the art style is very rough. The story is pretty simplistic. I mean, again, it follows the basic story of Dragon's Dogma, where the dragon kills... Well, spoilers for the first 5 minutes of Dragon's Dogma. A dragon shows up in your village. You try to kill it. It goes, man, you're pretty brave. I'm going to rip your heart out, and if you want it back, you got to come and kill me. And that's kind of what spurs the adventure. But they cut out pretty much all of the other interesting stuff out of the game, and basically just have him going on this journey with his companion. And just basically seeing the worst parts of humanity. So it's like they encounter a situation that's related to one of the deadly sins. It ends exactly how you would expect if you know how the game goes. It's 100%. Well, I wouldn't say 100% accurate, but it essentially follows that line. And yeah, I was just like, I guess you could maybe do a sequel, but I was expecting a bit more. Like I was like, because like at the level of like Castlevania's had 3 seasons now to be like have some really really interesting stuff going on. I really thought that this was going to be more like that, and I'm hoping that the other stuff coming out in the future is better. But like this is like it's like a 4 out of 10, like maybe a 5. Like there's not really much redeeming about it. The only really redeeming thing is that it's short and it kind of is relatively faithful to the video game at least. But yeah, so I was pretty disappointed with that, unfortunately. But I'll keep you up to date with all my other tangentially game related stuff that I come across.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Like I actually started Dark Arisen, the remastered version. So when I saw that, I was actually, not looking forward to it. But it was on my list of to watch one day. But that's actually a little bit disappointing because I haven't finished the game because it is a long one. But like it was on my to watch list, so that's a little bit disappointing to hear.
Yeah,
I was going to say, didn't Netflix announce that they're doing a Cyberpunk series as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, they're doing so many series at the moment based on video games. Like, obviously, they've realized Castlevania was a huge hit, and they really want to capitalize on that, which makes sense. Like,
I mean, even The Witcher.
Yes, exactly. Like Witcher is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be just animation.
So the story for the story basically gets up to the bit with the dragon. In the game, there's a bit more after that.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a third act, or maybe even a fourth act, you might say, and then there's the DLC after that. So it's kind of halfway through the story as such, but like obviously it's written into like the narrative. It's very much the revenge narrative. Go on the dragon. They've simplified it quite a bit, but yeah, it just kind of feels cheap and a little like no real depth to it, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're playing through the game, play through the game first because you don't want to get anything spoiled for you.
Yeah, cool.
What's
that leave you score-wise?
Score-wise, so that leaves me at 790 for the week. So not a lot. I'm obviously going to be putting up a lot more for next week.
Yeah.
Got to make up those numbers. All right. Let's get into Games with Gold. So obviously, as we're recording this, it is just rolled over to the 1st of October for me. It's midnight. So the Games with Gold this month have been announced. We've got Slayaway Camp Butcher's Cut from October 1st to the 31st on the Xbox One. Yep. And then we have Made of... Is it Scare?
I've got no idea.
SKER. It's a Wales interactive game. Horror. Looks... actually quite challenging. There's some challenging achievements in there. I'll be interested to see what I'll ask people. I'm sure Kirby's played through it. He's a big fan of horror games. He'll know all about it. But that's fun.
I do enjoy Wales Interactive though.
Yeah, me too. Like I'm a huge fan of all of their sort of FMV stuff and some of their sort of first person horror stuff that they've done in the past. So I'll be interested to have a look at this. It's one of the few that I haven't actually played.
Yeah. So
October 16th to November 15th. There's on the 360 and Xbox Originals side, we've got an Xbox Originals Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, October 1st to October 15th, and then you've also got the original Costume Quest, October 16th to October 31st, obviously with a bit of a Halloween theme there. Great game, by the way, if you haven't played it. What a Double Fine's best.
Costume Quest is amazing.
Yeah, big fan. Second one's not quite as good, but first one is solid.
I've only played the second one. I love the second one.
Second one's still really good. More of the same.
Okay.
And then we've got Game Pass. So we've got a couple things being added to Game Pass. So as we alluded to earlier, Doom Eternal is being added October 1st. So right now, by the time you're hearing this, will be on console and xCloud.
Insert your heavy metal music and
but your
BFGs.
But only certain heavy metal music.
Okay, yeah, cool. Nice tie back.
Yeah, exactly. And then Drake Hollow is now on PC, October 1st. Brutal Legend, the 360 game, is coming to consoles October 8th. Forza Motorsport 7 is coming to console, PC, and xCloud on October 8th. And Iconfell is console and PC October 8th. That actually looks quite interesting. So that's one I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. Okay. We've also got a few leaving. Again, we don't know the exact date, but it'll be probably pretty soon. Metro 2033 Redux, Minute, State of Min.
Is that going to be State of Mind?
It should be State of Mind. Why is State of Min in there? Anyway,
I was going to say
State of Mind. State of Mind, Felix the Reaper, and Saints Row 4 re-elected for Windows 10.
Yeah.
And then in terms of what's on sale this week, quite a few cheap, easy ones. We'll just go through a couple of them. Abyss, Wraths of Eden is 90% off, $1.49. So it's a Artifex Mundi title. You know exactly what you're getting into. That again, maybe a little bit longer than what we usually do for our quick Gamerscore games, but at 90% off and $1.49, that's an absolute steal. Yep. Get in there and pick it up. Airy, Broken Memories, 33% off, $10.04. Captain Cat, 50% off, $2.49. Castle of No Escape, as we talked about, 20% off, $2.39. Get in there.
Just pick up the bundle.
Yeah, actually, get the bundle is probably better value, to be honest.
Actually, it might work out cheaper to get Castle of No Escape.
I don't know how much the second one is, so
I think the second one's like $10. Look, it's not going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, these are all American prices, so it'll probably equal out. Yeah. Deep Ones, 60% off, $1.99. Deployment, 70% off, $2.99. Legend of the Skyfish, 40% off, $4.79. I would actually recommend Legend of the Skyfish. I had a really, really good time with that. Yep.
And the worst Ratalaika of all time.
One of the worst Ratalaikas of all time, Radio Squid, 40% off, $2.99.
I hated it so much.
I wasn't sure I was going to get through it. Just the way that game designed, I could not get my brain around it, and I just did not have a good time with it at all.
Like I usually love like Ratalaikas for like feeling like a cheap, easy flash game, but this was just awful.
Yeah, not a good one. And then for recommendations, I'm going to recommend the Watch Dogs 1 and 2 Gold Edition bundle. So that has the first and second game and all of the DLC. That's 75% off for $24.99.
I'm going to recommend the Borderlands The Handsome Collection, which includes both Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, which is 75% off for $17.48.
I don't have any. So, I enjoyed Watch Dogs 2, but you've already said it. So, but yeah, apart from that, it was like fishing sims and things that I wasn't interested in, so that's a hard
Buy a fishing sim. There we go. That's his
don't
recommendation.
Do it. It's a trap. Fishing's boring.
It's funny, going through my Game Pass titles before, I've just like got to Dovetail Fishing Sim. I'm like, surely I've never played this before. Nah, there's achievements popped. When have I played a fishing game?
Fishing's so boring you forgot that you played it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Exactly it.
Anything you guys are thinking about picking it up this week?
Not really. It's not the best sale.
No, I think a lot of it's stuff that we've seen before.
I mean, like, your good stuff is your Watch Dogs, your, every week I keep on seeing Wreckfest, like 10 or 15% off. It's like, it's such a good game that I want to pick up, but just make it, make it worth it for me.
Yeah, it's just not quite at that impulse buy purchase territory.
That's exactly it. Saying that, there's a few good games in here. Like, there is a Plague Tale Innocence, which is 75% off for $18.73. Wonderful game, but you may as well just pick up Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah, exactly. Yep. And then in terms of new releases, the only one that I'm excited for is one coming out tomorrow, Star Wars Squadrons.
How's that tomorrow?
Yes, October 2nd. Again, I'm not buying any games this year, but that's one of the few that I've been like, actually, that might be worth breaking the rule for, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Just wait for it to come out.
I know. There's no point in me buying it, and like I'm not gonna have time to play it till the end of the month anyway. So we'll see. It'll probably.
You don't. Yeah, that's right. You don't need distractions.
No,
you need to get me my hoodie.
Yes, exactly. Your hoodie with my gamer tag on it.
I'll still wear it. I don't care.
I really should have just invented. We really should have entered the real Gamerscore account in the competition. That would have been good.
We didn't even mention G-Task.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever. I don't care about G-Task.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, G-Task, we've got a team. It's called Real Gamerscore. I'm only joining because I wanted to basically be an ad for more people to listen to the podcast. That's literally it. I'm being as blatant as possible.
Just give us more money. That's
give us some Patreon. Come listen on the podcast. Anyway, I'll do the shilling after we've done the milestones.
I gotta say, though, there is some really nice team names.
There are some good ones. There are some good ones.
Two off the top of my head is what's Hadden's team? Hadden, Jester, and I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. There's another one that I've seen just like, if we're still in this by December, Staged Intervention.
Yeah, everyone's doing it for the 4, right? You got to do 4 weeks to get your community badge.
Only for solo sided, isn't it?
Right. Oh, yeah, right. I was assuming most people who are doing teams are probably doing individual as well.
Yeah.
I have been roped in because we needed 4 for the team. I know I swore never to do a G-Task ever again, but I also have been known to have a complete rubber arm when it comes to giving into peer pressure. So,
no. The conversation went like, sure, we can beat Valak. That was pretty much it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, that did not take much convincing. That is fair.
It was just like, you have the choice to destroy your friends or not destroy your friends.
Yeah,
so,
like,
what do you pick?
As always, I have to grind them under heel. All right, but otherwise, yeah. So we'll I'll probably check out Squadrons when I get a chance. It looks very much like the X-wing sort of TIE fighter thing with some new bells and whistles to make it palpable to people who don't have a HOTAS joystick sitting in a living room or a ridiculous cockpit setup, like some of us. Any I don't know. I don't think there's anything else coming out. You guys that sort of caught your eye?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's crack into the milestones. We haven't got any questions this week, I don't think. So thanks for letting us all down, guys. Really appreciate that. Put some more questions in the damn podcast questions channel. We like talking about ourselves and our opinions is what we're here for. Let's go into the milestones.
Cool. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
AZ Mongoose has reached a new milestone of 7,000 achievements won. Some guy has reached
some guy.
Rude.
After 84 has reached a milestone of 8,000 achievements won. Cavaliers,
yep.
Cavaliers 07. 13,000 achievements won. Zalzbar, 14,000 achievement won. Enigma Gamer 77, 18,000. ZZ Urban Spaceman has reached 20,000. Buck Marley 155 has reached 27,000. And Mad Eye Pad Eye has reached 31,000.
Oh boy.
So quite a few thousands of achievements won.
People heard that we were getting on the case about not earning enough milestones last week, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much it. Gamerscore, we had one with Saber Lone Wolf, reaching 450,000 Gamerscore. Good job. TA score, we had a few. Hack and Pawn, 200,000. XLAX Jester, 300,000. Vista Roboto, 300,000. D-Judd, 400,000. What?
Vista Roboto is just a classic gamer tag.
It's just amazing.
It's the kind of thing that I can't believe hasn't been censored.
I wasn't going to put that much attention to it, but yeah.
But no, it deserves attention.
Enigma Gamer 77 just raking the awards with 700,000 TA, and Black Buff with 800,000 TA. Completion percentage, we have our good friend Professor Pluto reaching completion percentage of 93%. That's is that the right settings or wrong settings?
That's correct settings. He is now on correct settings.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, so trust the marketing guy to sell you the DLC as correct settings. Yeah.
Look. If I'm on the correct settings, everyone's on the correct settings. All right, I'm not comparing myself to people who are doing half a job. All right.
Yeah. Hazo, 250 day streak, and what the fuck on a 5,000 achievement win streak.
Some good ones. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much the end of the show. If you want to get in contact with us, hello@realgamerscore.com and you can shoot us an email. Otherwise, you can bother Cameron on the Twitter at realgamerscore. Got some quality memes there, and some not so quality memes. I'll let you decide which are which. We've also got the Discord, discord.io/realgamerscore, as we've talked about. Come in and have a chat with us. Aftos is there. Cameron's there. I'm there. Brad is kind of there, I guess. And
Kobe's unfortunately there.
Yeah, well, be careful.
Tread carefully.
Yeah, tread carefully. And then Alex is there with all his free time. We've also got a Patreon, as we've talked about, patreon.com/realgamerscore. If you want to check us some cash so we can keep doing the show, give out more prizes, do more word challenges, random to-do lists, things like that. We really, really appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to us. Like, every dollar does actually help because, we do this out of the kindness of our own heart. Except for Kirby, who basically just rakes in all the cash as some sort of tax write-off, I'm sure. If you want to write in questions, like you said, we can send them to email. Otherwise, use the Discord podcast questions channel. despite me giving people a hard time, we got some really good questions the last week. So it would be good to get some more in there. We really appreciate it.
And then you leave us hanging this week.
Yeah, look, we had a lot of questions the previous week, so I totally understand it. Can't come up with great ones every week.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in being on the show, like lovely Aftos here, get in touch
Which pretty much gets dragged in at like a 5:20 p.m. Message going, hey, Kirby just dropped out.
What are you talking about? This has all been planned. This is like, it was 100%. We were like episode 110. Like, this is the one. Like, he's coming on, and we're just going to get him on every time Kirby doesn't show up.
So this was the awkward part that I remember that Isaac sent a question this week, and we didn't put it in.
Well, now I'm going to edit that out, so thanks.
Isaac will get to the question next week, we promise.
Why did someone not tell me? All right.
Matt's running the show this week. It's not my fault.
No one put the question. Isaac, as much as we appreciate the questions on the email, if you put them in the Discord, if you're on the Discord, again, I'm not 100% sure you are, they're also there. If you want to repeat the question, put them in both. God, I
You guys have one job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly, right? Or yeah. And fine, we're just gonna.
I have multiple jobs. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just post the memes on Twitter. That's all I'm good for.
Yes, there you go. All right, Isaac. We will get to your question next week. I'm sorry about that. Some people can't be trusted. Now, if you want to help out the podcast, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or what other podcast platform, Stitcher, Spotify, Kingsman Radio. Usual bit, you know how it works. If you've listened this far, you understand how a podcast works, and you've been shilled to multiple times. So just leave a review, tell your friends. Word of mouth is huge for us. If you're in a boosting session, just talk to them about the podcast. I unironically cram it pretty much into every conversation I can when I'm talking about like achievement hunting and stuff. Just because.
Steven. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's you know, we get great fans. I mean, you know, we actually all three of us started as fans of the show, and now we're on it. So.
And we're not getting paid. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. Like there's questions to the management that I need to deal with. That's fine. We'll unionize. And yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube, Patreon. You guys get it. It's fine. You smash that like and subscribe button. All that trash.
If you want to be on the podcast,
yeah, no, I'm not doing that bit. No, I'm not doing that bit.
You want to be on the podcast?
No one's being on the podcast. I was doing that bit, but then you interrupted me with telling me that you didn't do your job and put Isaac's question in here. All right. If people want to get a hold of you, Cameron,
you can catch me on Twitter under Real Gamerscore. You can just message me Shadowless Space Edge on Xbox, TA, all the usual. I will eventually get around to streaming again one day, much to Matt's dismay.
Someone's got to be streaming, and it's sure as hell not going to be me. Alright. Steven?
Just either on the Discord or just on Xbox Aftos 84. It's probably your best bet.
Easy.
Yeah.
And as
he's not going to mention the cute Pug pictures? I will make a channel just for Pug pictures.
No, there will be no channel. It's going in the podcast channel. Podcast. We're just going to no. It's podcast content at this point.
I will edit the podcast channel to be the podcast channel.
Oh god.
Nice.
I had such a good title for this week as well, and that's completely ruined. Okay. Alright. And that's, Neomaster, you know where to find me. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good week, everybody.
Catch ya.
Catch you guys.